Hello, hello, welcome. Bethany here with Just Be. Tonight I'm going to be doing something a little different than normal. I'm trying to get into more process videos. I've done a few actually last year in 2024, and this year just hasn't worked out for me time-wise to get those in. So I am determined that I'm going to change that. And so that is what we're going to be working on tonight, is a process. What inspired this project that we're going to work on tonight is a Christmas present from my mom. She and I go on coffee dates. We try to go at least probably every month and a half. And we check out different coffee shops all the time. So I found this. It came up through my Insta feed, but it's called Cafe Passport. And so I ordered one for her Christmas, and then one for me to share with her. And what it is it is literally like a passport. This is Kansas City is the area that I live around. So we go all over the Kansas City area. What they do is they just have this little booklet, and you can pick like this one's down on Troost, Anchor Island. You get in and you order whatever you want. They even have like a recommendation of what they're like known for, and then your date, what you got, and then notes on, how the coffee was. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 20 plus different coffee shops around the Kansas City area. So I got her this. They also offered a sticker pack. So I got us both a little sticker pack. And then it also has the actual book that you can put your passport into. So I haven't even taken mine out of the plastic yet, but so this was the inspiration for the project that we're going to be working on today. So I went to my local scrapbook store. Yes, we still have a local store. I'm just amazed. This lady is wonderful. She opened, I don't know, probably 3-4 years ago. She's wonderful in our, it's been a wonderful addition to our community. I am in heaven that she is just literally 5 minutes away from me. So I went there today and I found this little pack. It's Coffee Shop, and it's by Cartabella. And it is just cute. It's double-sided, 6x6 papers, just coffee shop theme. And they're so adorable. And I love them. And I tend to stick to more vintagey stuff, so mine might be junked up a little bit more once I'm all finished with it, but this is where we're starting at. But aren't these just adorable? I love them. So the idea is I'm going to take this page right here. Obviously you've got the two at the top and then the longer version at the bottom. So I'm going to make a mini book, and I want these larger ones to be about the size of the mini book that we're going to make. So, and this one right here. I think there was another one. Yeah, right here is a couple more that are the bigger sizes. So all of these will get worked into her little mini book. So we're going to use that. So I grabbed some just plain white cardstock. And the first thought I had was to use my little coin envelope, and this is from a Tim Holtz set. It is the what is this? A collector is what it's called. So I'm going to be making this little coin pocket, and I believe, since that is how big that coin pocket is going to be, I think it's going to fit my paper really nicely. So right here, if I lay that over the top, it's going to be about perfect for my book. So this is going to be one of my pages. And then I dug in a little deeper to my stash, and I found the file folder. And this one happens to be the smaller file folder, which is great because I also have, and that was from the Vault Noteworthy collection. But then I also have this file folder, which is actually on a separate sheet because it doesn't quite fit in the packaging. So this one is from Specimen. So what I think I'm going to do is it's going to be another page, but we're going to layer it and make this like a booklet. So this is going to be like a lot of different sheets, and then this is going to be like the cover, but that's going to be like one page in the book. If that makes sense. So that's the other, another page that we're going to be doing. And then I'm getting my collections mixed up here. This is, and I just learned this recently watching Tim Holtz live. I think it was the Halloween live or something, but you can figure out what die, like this is a die that I just pulled out, but I don't remember which one it goes to. It is stamped on the die itself. This is 66876 and this is 666876. So this goes to this set. And I thought that was really cool. I never knew that. And I have been a follower of Tim Holtz and dies for years. So just a little FYI for you if you're like me and are a little late to that party. And then the other one I grabbed was the envelope, which is on its own separate because it has a hard time fitting in the pocket. And this is from the postal set. So I think that'll be a good addition to the other two pieces. And then I have, the other thing I picked up today at that scrapbook store was, this is new to me. I've seen it for probably, I don't know, 6-7 months or so, but I like all the different pieces that it comes with. So, and this is the Vault Picture Show. But I like that this piece for the film strip is really small. I think that's really cool. So, and then you have all the little square cutouts for your little, what was that? The viewfinder thing. I think that's so cool. So that might be included. I do not know for sure. You know, like this might be good for like if we have like a photo of our drinks, you know, you never know. I might take some photos while we're out. So those are just some of the things I pulled out of my stash to work on today. So I am just going to sit back and gather my thoughts, figure out where I want to start, and I'm just going to bring you guys along for the ride. All right? So yeah, sit back, have fun, grab a cup of coffee, join me in whatever crafty project you're working on. That would be great, and I will see you in a little bit. All right, so I am in the middle of creating the actual book. My camera cut off on that last step, and I essentially did the exact same thing I did with the pages. I just added one side and I left the back side open, and same with the front cover. I've left this back side open. Now, you're probably wondering why I did that. The reason I did that is because I knew I wanted to work on each page individually. So I want to do something with this page, but I don't want you to see the back of it. So like if I were to put a brad on here, I have the prongs hidden back here. And then when I'm all done creating this side of the page, then I can glue this down and you never see what happened underneath, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the pieces that I have. So you guys saw that I cut all these. I have the coin pocket. I cut like 4 of those. I won't use all 4, so I'm actually just going to throw 2 to the side. So I've got 2 of those. I cut 2 of the little envelopes, Tim Holtz envelopes. So those I'll use. I have 2 of the small file folders and then 2 of the big file folders. Now I will tell you I cheated off camera because this file folder was just a tad bit longer. This is my thought, is I'm going to come in from the back side, attach that, and when it's all said and done, this will be its own free-flying page, right? But it was just a hint too long. It hung off like 1/8 of an inch. So what I did is I just took my die and I realigned it to where it would recut. I made sure that it was in the right place on these 2 sides, but that I cut off about 1/4 of an or 1/8 of an inch right along the side, because that's going to recut that line, but it's still going to give me the shape that I want. I hope that makes sense. So I did that to both of my file folders, so now they fit in perfectly with my page. I can add that side in that doesn't have the little tab, and then I have my little tab. Isn't that cool? And then I think what I might do with the coin envelope is I'm going to bring up this bottom piece inside, so it's going to be hidden. It's hard to do it because I don't have it actually put together yet, because I wanted to make sure I didn't want to put anything there before I folded up my envelope. So, but essentially I'm going to put the envelope on that side. This is actually going to be on this and hidden, and then for the page itself you'll have this little coin envelope that kind of flips down, and then it's going to be closed right there, of course, because that's going to be glued in to both of those pages. And so you can tuck, something right here, and I'll have a little string closure, and then it'll just pop back up and tuck into the book. So we now have the file folder and the coin envelope, okay? And then the other idea I have is the regular envelope. It's just a small envelope like this, okay? These ones, I think, and this, the regular envelope and the small file folder, I think what I'll do on the pages that don't have the coin envelope and the big file folder, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch them on like right down the center, and so it'll be its own free floating flip. So you'll get the whole file folder, but it'll flip. It's just going to have that little hinge right there where I sew it. And then I'm also going to do that with envelope. And I may go, you know, this way with the envelope. I might stitch it right here, and then of course make the envelope, and then this part can just tuck. And I might even do it to where that can just tuck into that right there. You know what I mean? So then this will also be free to flip out and fold out, and you could hide a little photo back here. You could even put like a little tuck here so you have something to tuck in. So lots of ideas like that is what I'm getting at. And then I also have these guys to work in, and I'm not for sure just how I'm going to do that yet. I have lots of different pieces, and I like all of them, and they're even double-sided because this whole pack was a double-sided pack. But speaking of that, I also have all of these back sides that I haven't even used yet. So probably what I'll do with these is I'll make these into tags. Like somehow, even though they'd be the wrong way this way, if I made, you know, say I cut this in half and I had tags, I could do it on one that wouldn't matter so much. Like this wouldn't matter so much because the coffee mugs are turned in all different directions. So this one would be a great one to turn into a tag. I could cut it right here, put my little tab, you know, punches on the sides, and then that could be one of my little tuck spots, you know, and I could even add a little like journaling spot on top. So those ones that don't matter, and I don't know if I have any others. That was the only one that, maybe the flower one. Like that one wouldn't be awful either because all the cups are going in, you know, all kinds of directions. Yeah, and the flower one I could get away with. So I think the cups and the mugs and the flowers, I could get away with turning those into tags and not, you know, it wouldn't be weird because the cups are going in all the different directions. Now, you know, your heart might be weird, but it's still, you know, like this one I could turn this way and then the hearts wouldn't be upside down. So anyway, that was that thought for those. And then these I could make on the back sides, the B side. I have a little tab punch, and I could create a little tab that you could sit down here at the bottom, and then it would act as the tuck spot for those tags that I was just talking about, if that, you know, that makes sense. Another idea is that I could make this like a tab. Say I could have a tab right here and then have it fold over the page, and then you'd have a tab over here. But you'd have to attach one of the sides somewhere. You could just put a little bit of glue like right in the middle so it's just barely adhered right at the top, and you still have this part free on both sides. But I'm not sure just yet if that is what I'm going to do. And then I thought also these guys, I want them in there somewhere, so I'm going to fold them in half possibly, and I could tuck them in and make them their own little page that just flips out, and then you have the back side showing right here. But the problem with that is then I lose this whole piece, so I may cut them and attach this onto a tab, just have one little tab right here, and then the tab is what will be hidden in the spine, if that makes sense. But that way I have all of these little cutout pieces that I want, because I like all of them. And I think they all need to be in the book somewhere. So, you know, that's my thought process. And then of course I have these little guys, but these would be really good to decorate like our file folders. So the file folder here, I could put this big square like right there. You know, I mean, I could trim it down just enough to fit, and then I could put like a little label across the bottom, you know, because I could cut that up just a hint. Same with this one, I could cut around it to make it fit this top square, and this whole bottom could be a label. And then I have this guy to decorate. So even one of these technically could go on there. If I could cut it down enough, that could even be what goes there. But then I have a couple more of these to choose from too. So I could put, you know, one of those on the envelope if I want. But then I also have the this envelope, which I think I'm going to use that for photos. And then this, I'm probably going to do like journaling lines in here. So this is like a journaling tuck spot. So if that makes sense. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to leave it and we're going to call it done for right now. And then hopefully here in the next few nights, I can get to work and I'll try to film as much of the process as possible. I'm having trouble with my storage space on my phone, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thanks for watching and checking this out, and I hope this inspires you to try something new to you or different.